Article 1. The history and cultural significance of the Acropolis. The Acropolis of Athens, a flat-topped rock rising 150 meters above sea level, is one of the most iconic symbols of ancient Greek civilization. Serving as a fortress, religious center, and political hub over millennia, the Acropolis has witnessed the rise and fall of empires, the birth of democracy, and the flourishing of arts and philosophy. It houses several of Greece's most revered monuments, including the Parthenon, the Erechtheion, and the Temple of Athena Nike. These structures are not only admired for their architectural grandeur, but also for the way they reflect the cultural and political values of ancient Athens. The word Acropolis comes from the Greek words akron, edge or extremity, and polis, city, literally meaning city at the top. Archaeological evidence suggests that the site has been occupied since the Neolithic period, but it wasn't until the 5th century BCE, under the leadership of Pericles, that the Acropolis became a showcase for Athenian power and artistic achievement. Pericles commissioned a series of monumental buildings that would glorify Athens and its patron goddess Athena, forever cementing the Acropolis's place in history. Central to the Acropolis is the Parthenon, a temple dedicated to Athena Parthenos, the city's patron deity. Constructed between 447 and 432 BCE, the Parthenon represents the pinnacle of Doric architecture and embodies the ideals of harmony, proportion, and balance. Its massive columns and intricately carved sculptures tell stories from Greek mythology, and its friezes are famous for their depictions of the Panathenaic procession, an ancient religious festival. The Parthenon also held great symbolic meaning. It represented Athens' democratic ideals and the city's role as a leader among the Greek city-states. Built in the aftermath of the Persian Wars, it symbolized Athenian victory, resilience, and the determination to rebuild and thrive. The wealth and resources used in its construction reflected the city's power, with some scholars suggesting that it served as a testament to Athens' imperial ambitions. While the Parthenon dominates, the Acropolis, other structures like the Erechtheion and the Temple of Athena Nike add layers of complexity to the site's cultural and religious significance. The Erechtheion, built between 421 and 406 BCE, was dedicated to both Athena and Poseidon and is best known for its caryatids, 6 statues of women that serve as columns supporting its porch. The Temple of Athena Nike, built around the same time, celebrates Athens' victories in battle, particularly against the Persians, and honors Athena in her role as the goddess of victory. The Acropolis was not merely a religious center, it also played a crucial role in the city's political life. During the classical period, the site was closely linked to the development of Athenian democracy. Public events, including discussions on governance, were held near the Acropolis, underscoring the connection between religious devotion and civic participation. Throughout its long history, the Acropolis has undergone numerous transformations. It suffered damage during wars, including the Venetian siege of 1687, when an explosion destroyed parts of the Parthenon. In the centuries that followed, the site became the focus of various restoration efforts, particularly during the 19th and 20th centuries, aimed at preserving its architectural and cultural legacy. Today, the Acropolis stands as a UNESCO World Heritage Site and a global symbol of ancient Greek civilization. It attracts millions of visitors annually who come not only to marvel at its beauty, but also to reflect on its lasting impact on Western thought, art, and politics. As a monument to both the gods and the ideals of democracy, the Acropolis remains a testament to the enduring legacy of ancient Athens. Article 2. The history and cultural significance of the Hagia Sophia. The Hagia Sophia, an architectural marvel and symbol of cultural significance, stands in the heart of Istanbul, Turkey. Originally constructed as a cathedral in 537 AD during the reign of Emperor Justinian I, the Hagia Sophia has undergone several transformations throughout its history, reflecting the political, religious, and cultural changes in the region. Its construction marked a pivotal moment in Byzantine architecture, showcasing innovative engineering techniques that would influence subsequent architectural developments. The design of the Hagia Sophia is noteworthy for its massive dome, which was an engineering feat of its time. The dome spans 31 meters in diameter and is supported by a series of half-domes, creating an impressive interior space. This innovative design not only provided structural stability but also allowed for the introduction of natural light through the extensive use of windows. The combination of light and space gives the interior a sense of ethereality, which has been a defining characteristic of Byzantine architecture. Upon its completion, the Hagia Sophia served as the central church of the Eastern Orthodox Church for nearly 1,000 years. It was a place of worship and a center for Christian theology where significant religious events, such as the coronation of emperors, took place. The Hagia Sophia's importance in the Christian world is further emphasized by its intricate mosaics and decorative elements that depict various religious figures and themes, providing a visual narrative of Christian doctrine. In 1453, the fall of Constantinople marked a significant turning point in the history of the Hagia Sophia. Following the city's conquest by the Ottoman Turks, the building was converted into a mosque, a transformation that highlighted the shifting religious landscape of the region. This change was not merely functional, it involved significant alterations to the interior and exterior of the structure, including the addition of minarets, a mihrab, and a minbar, which reflected the Islamic faith's architectural requirements. The conversion of the Hagia Sophia into a mosque also had broader cultural implications. It symbolized the rise of the Ottoman Empire and the decline of Byzantine influence in the region. The mosque became a prominent center for Islamic worship and learning, attracting scholars and pilgrims alike. The Hagia Sophia's dual history as a cathedral and a mosque has made it a potent symbol of cultural coexistence and conflict, representing the intersection of Christianity and Islam. In 1935, the Turkish government under Mustafa Kemal Ataturk secularized the Hagia Sophia, transforming it into a museum. This decision was part of a broader effort to modernize Turkey and promote secularism following the collapse of the Ottoman Empire. As a museum, the Hagia Sophia became a space for cultural exchange, attracting millions of visitors from around the world who come to appreciate its architectural beauty and rich history. The Hagia Sophia was designated a UNESCO World Heritage Site in 1985, recognizing its outstanding universal value. This designation has helped preserve its status as a significant cultural landmark, highlighting its historical and architectural significance. UNESCO's recognition also emphasizes the need for continued preservation efforts, as the Hagia Sophia's condition has faced challenges due to environmental factors and the effects of tourism. In 2020, a controversial decision by the Turkish government led to the Hagia Sophia being reconverted into a mosque, reigniting debates about its role in contemporary society. This move was met with mixed reactions globally, reflecting the ongoing tensions between secularism and religious expression in Turkey. Supporters argued that the reconversion honored the building's Islamic heritage, while critics contended that it undermined its status as a symbol of cultural unity. The Hagia Sophia's significance extends beyond its architectural features and historical transformations. It serves as a symbol of identity for both Turkish Muslims and the Christian community worldwide. The building encapsulates centuries of history, reflecting the complex interplay of religion, culture, and politics. The Hagia Sophia's ability to evoke a sense of shared heritage makes it a focal point for discussions about cultural preservation and identity in a rapidly changing world. In conclusion, the Hagia Sophia embodies a rich tapestry of history and cultural significance. Its architectural brilliance and its role as a religious center for both Christianity and Islam highlight its unique position in world heritage. The ongoing discussions surrounding its status reflect broader themes of identity, coexistence, and the challenges of preserving cultural landmarks in the face of modernity. As it continues to evolve, the Hagia Sophia remains a vital testament to humanity's artistic and spiritual aspirations. Article 3. The impact of light pollution on astronomy. Light pollution, defined as the excessive or misdirected artificial light in the night sky, has become a significant concern in modern society. It not only affects human health and wildlife, but also has profound implications for the field of astronomy. Astronomers have increasingly reported difficulties in observing celestial phenomena due to the pervasive presence of artificial light. This article explores the various dimensions of light pollution, its origins, and its impact on astronomical research and public engagement with the cosmos. The primary sources of light pollution can be attributed to urban development, street lighting, commercial signage, and architectural illumination. Urban areas, with their concentration of buildings and infrastructure, generate a glow that can obscure the natural darkness of the night sky. This phenomenon, known as sky glow, can extend far beyond city limits, affecting rural areas that might otherwise offer clear views of the heavens. The challenge is compounded by the increasing trend towards high-intensity lighting, which, while efficient, often results in light spilling into the atmosphere in a manner that disrupts astronomical observations. One of the most critical impacts of light pollution is its effect on astronomical research. Many observatories that were once located in remote areas have had to relocate due to encroaching urbanization. This migration can lead to significant increases in operational costs and logistical challenges. For instance, the famous Mount Wilson Observatory in California, which has been home to groundbreaking astronomical discoveries, is now grappling with the limitations imposed by the bright lights of the greater Los Angeles area. As a result, researchers are finding it increasingly difficult to conduct observations necessary for studying distant galaxies, nebulae, and other celestial phenomena. In addition to hindering professional astronomers, light pollution also affects amateur astronomers and the general public's ability to engage with astronomy. Many amateur enthusiasts find themselves limited to observing only the brightest stars and planets, losing the opportunity to appreciate the full splendor of the night sky. Programs designed to foster public interest in astronomy, such as star parties and community observatory nights, have become less effective as the visibility of celestial objects diminishes. This lack of accessibility can lead to a decline in public interest in science and astronomy, particularly among younger generations. The biological impact of light pollution is another dimension that warrants attention. Numerous studies have shown that artificial light disrupts the natural behaviors of nocturnal wildlife, such as migration patterns in birds and feeding habits in insects. This disruption can create ripple effects through ecosystems, further complicating the relationships between species. For example, sea turtle hatchlings, which rely on natural light cues to navigate to the ocean, often become disoriented by artificial light, leading to increased mortality rates. Such ecological consequences highlight the need for a holistic approach to managing light pollution. To mitigate the effects of light pollution, various strategies have been proposed. One effective method involves the implementation of shielded lighting fixtures that direct light downward, minimizing the amount of light that escapes into the night sky. Additionally, public awareness campaigns aimed at educating communities about the benefits of reducing light pollution can foster a sense of stewardship for the night sky. Organizations such as the International Dark Sky Association work tirelessly to promote the preservation of dark skies through advocacy and education. Moreover, legislation plays a vital role in addressing light pollution. Some municipalities have enacted ordinances that limit the brightness and hours of operation of outdoor lighting. By establishing standards for lighting design, cities can balance safety and aesthetic considerations with the need to protect the night sky. These regulatory efforts demonstrate that local governments can take proactive steps toward mitigating light pollution, benefiting both astronomical research and public enjoyment of the night sky. The importance of maintaining dark skies extends beyond the realm of astronomy. It is also a matter of cultural significance. Many ancient civilizations revered the night sky, embedding astronomical observations into their cultural narratives and practices. The loss of dark skies represents not only a scientific concern, but also a cultural one, as future generations may miss the opportunity to connect with the universe in the same way their ancestors did. By protecting dark skies, we ensure that this rich cultural heritage is preserved for future generations. In conclusion, light pollution poses a multifaceted challenge to astronomy, impacting both professional and amateur astronomers, disrupting ecosystems and eroding cultural connections to the cosmos. Addressing this issue requires concerted efforts from individuals, communities, and governments alike. By implementing effective lighting practices, raising awareness, and enacting supportive legislation, we can work towards preserving the night sky for the benefit of all. Article 4. The cultural significance of the African Great Tradition. The African Great Tradition is one of the oldest and most profound oral traditions in the world. Grits, often considered as historians, poets, musicians, and storytellers, hold a vital role in the preservation and transmission of knowledge in West African societies. Their role goes beyond mere storytelling. They are the keepers of historical records, genealogies, and cultural wisdom, which they pass down through generations orally. For centuries, the Grit has been a central figure in African communities, particularly in countries such as Mali, Senegal, and Guinea, where oral histories were preferred over written records. The word Grit is believed to have come from the French term for storyteller, but the Grit's role encompasses much more than the simple act of recounting stories. Traditionally, Grits serve as advisors to kings and noble families, mediators in conflicts, and participants in important ceremonies such as weddings and funerals. Their performances are not just forms of entertainment, they are acts of cultural preservation, deeply embedded in the social fabric of the community. Grits are considered living libraries, and they possess a vast repertoire of knowledge about historical events, social customs, and moral lessons. The training of a Grit is a lifelong process that typically begins in childhood. It is often passed down through families, and children born into Grit families are expected to carry on the tradition. Learning the intricate stories, songs, and histories that make up the Grit's knowledge base is a demanding task that requires years of dedicated study. This apprenticeship ensures that Grits maintain the accuracy and richness of the oral histories they preserve. Many Grits are also skilled musicians, playing traditional instruments such as the kora, a stringed instrument that accompanies their storytelling. Grits are also known for their ability to adapt their stories and performances to different audiences. Their performances vary depending on the social context, whether they are performing for a local village audience or at a grand event for royalty or dignitaries. This adaptability highlights the Grits' important role in navigating complex social dynamics. Their ability to weave moral lessons and historical truths into their performances also makes them key figures in shaping public opinion and reinforcing social values. In addition to their role in preserving history, Grits also play an essential part in keeping alive the cultural practices and traditions of West Africa. Their stories often reflect the values, beliefs, and traditions of their people. They preserve the past but also interpret it for contemporary audiences, ensuring that history is not forgotten but remains relevant. In this way, Grits help to maintain a sense of cultural identity and continuity, especially in a world where globalization threatens to erode traditional practices. Despite the vital role Grits play in African society, their status has evolved over time, particularly with the introduction of colonialism and modernity. During colonial rule, the Grits' role was marginalized as written histories became more valued by European powers. However, Grits adapted to these changes, and today they continue to play a significant role in African culture. Many modern Grits have embraced new forms of media such as radio and television to continue their storytelling and reach wider audiences. In this way, they have managed to preserve their cultural significance in the modern era. The importance of the Grit tradition extends beyond Africa, influencing other parts of the world, particularly the African diaspora. The oral traditions of the Grit can be seen in various forms of African American cultural expression, such as spoken word poetry, hip hop, and jazz. In these art forms, the Grit's influence is evident in the emphasis on storytelling, rhythm, and the transmission of knowledge through performance. Thus, the Grit tradition not only serves as a cornerstone of African cultural heritage, but also has a global cultural impact.